Nabago stirred. His eyes opened to a sky choked with dust and debris. Twisted metal skeletons reached for the sky, remnants of a once great city. He had no memory of who he was or how he got here. Pain throbbed in his head, a dull echo accompanying each heartbeat. He sat up, his hand instinctively reaching for the searing pain in his side. There, beneath his tattered clothing, lay a jagged wound. It seemed to pulse with a faint inner light. He stumbled to his feet, the world spinning around him. His legs felt weak, unfamiliar with the act of supporting his weight. He took a step, then another, each movement a victory against the amnesia that clouded his mind. As he moved through the wreckage, a glint of metal caught his eye. It was a sword, half buried in the rubble, its blade broken in two. He reached for it, drawn by an unknown force. As soon as his fingers brushed against the cold steel, a jolt surged through him. Images flashed before his eyes. A battlefield engulfed in flames. A woman with eyes like distant stars. A symbol that looked eerily familiar. The visions were fleeting, gone as quickly as they came, leaving him with more questions than answers. He clutched the broken sword, the cold metal strangely comforting in this alien landscape. It was the only clue to his forgotten past. Days turned into weeks as Nabago struggled to survive in the ruins. He scavenged for scraps of food and water, his body slowly regaining its strength. The broken sword never left his side. It was a constant reminder of the life he couldn't remember, the past that whispered to him in his dreams. One day, a shadow fell over him as he rested against a crumbling wall. He looked up to see a young woman with fiery red hair and eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 stars.
You are Nabago, and you are destined for great things.
Nabago was wary. He had learned to be cautious in this desolate wasteland.
Who are you?
My name is Sira, and I have been sent to guide you.
Sira told him of a tyrannical force known as the Echelon Dominion that had cast a shadow over the galaxy, crushing entire civilizations under their iron fist. She spoke of a rebellion, a flicker of hope in the darkness, fighting for the freedom of all beings. Nabago listened intently, his heart pounding in his chest. The fragments of his past, the flashes of battles and spaceships, suddenly seemed to make more sense. He was a warrior, he realized, trained to fight for a cause he could no longer recall. He looked down at his broken sword, the only tangible link to his forgotten life.
What happened to me?
Sira placed a hand on his arm, her touch surprisingly gentle.
You were betrayed, left for dead on this forsaken world.
Sira explained that his survival was no accident. He possessed a power that terrified the Dominion, a power they had tried to erase from existence. He was a conduit, she revealed, a rare individual who could channel the very fabric of the universe. His abilities, once unlocked, would make him a formidable force against the Dominion. Nabago felt a surge of both fear and excitement. This power, dormant within him, was the key to unlocking his past and fulfilling his destiny. Their conversation was interrupted by a deafening roar that shook the very foundations of the ruins. Glancing up, they saw a Dominion patrol ship descending from the sky, its weapons primed and ready to fire. Nabago instinctively knew they had been discovered.
We have to go,
Sira urged, pulling him towards a hidden passage beneath the rubble. As they fled, Nabago felt a surge of energy coursing through his veins. The air crackled around him, and the ground beneath his feet seemed to tremble. He turned to see Dominion enforcers closing in, their faces contorted with a mixture of fear and hatred.
He's activating. Take him down.
Nabago had never felt so alive, so connected to something greater than himself. He raised his hands, the broken sword humming in unison with the energy surging through him. He didn't know how, but he instinctively knew what to do. With a surge of raw power, he unleashed a wave of energy that sent the enforcers flying backwards, crashing into the ruins. He had found his purpose, a reason to fight, and he would not be denied.